Nuuspod, onbevange, onbegrens, onbevooroordeel.
Good morning. I have with me the leader of Action SA, Herman Mashaba. Welcome to Nuuspod, Herman. We spoke exactly a year ago, a week or more. A year ago is the last time that we spoke, I think.
My goodness. So what did I do to deserve being divorced without being served divorce papers?
I'm sorry, that was not the intention. But welcome to Nuuspod. We're happy that you're making time for us. Herman, as I have said a year ago, we were speaking going into the municipal elections. At that time, you were adamant that you are fighting the ANC. How's that fight going?
Well, that fight, it's going honestly beyond my wildest expectations. I would have wanted to really be better. I'm a fighter, and every fight I fight it to win. But I think this time, Isaac, I'm talking to you, giving you facts. Facts, not a document prepared by a professor from Harvard or University of Cape Town or somewhere. I'm giving you facts that anyone is most welcome to go into the IEC website to really look at Action SA's performance last year's local government elections. And fortunate enough, as I said, the information is there. And I just want to remind your listeners that we contested where we discovered 2 weeks before the elections that the IEC refused to put our name on our ballot paper. But we still contested. And what emerged out of that? We contested, as you are aware, 6 municipalities out of 276. Action SA emerged as the 6th biggest political party in South Africa today, as we speak. In fact, if you look at the 2 by-elections we contested in May, without any doubt, they bring in a totally different dimension to our position. But I think to just give you a sense, Isaac, in all 6 municipalities where we contested, we took the ANC under 50%. For the first time since the dawn of our democracy, ANC is now officially under 50%. What we did to them here in Johannesburg, they will never recover in the wildest dream. We took them from the 40s into the early 30s. For an example, Johannesburg in 2016, ANC received 44% of the vote. We brought them down to 33%. In Kuruleni, we brought them from 48% to 38%. In Tshwane, we took them also from just over 43% to 34%. So you can see the damage we've caused is massive. But we continued again this year with the 2 by-elections. On the 4th of May, we contested a by-election in Ward 96 in Tshwane. In that by-election, at the local government election last year, in this particular ward, we received 6%, just over 6%. Just in 6 months, we moved from 6% to 22%. We just contested last Wednesday in Soweto in Ward 53. Action SA was the biggest growth party in this by-election by 9%. We took the ANC 7 months later in this particular ward in Soweto from 59% to currently 32%. That you can see we are every day inflicting very, very serious pain to the ANC. When they're busy involved in money laundering, stealing, we are busy talking to the voters.
And now you are going to the 7th of July in Nelson Mandela Bay, and you go to Nelson Mandela Bay, and you're going with a heavyweight in politics, to whom I have also spoken in the meantime. So I haven't really divorced your party. I've just spoken to other people like Bongani Baloyi as well. But Ethel Trollip is your man in the Eastern Cape, Nelson Mandela Bay. What do you think your chances are going to be there?
Well, about 3 weeks ago, I remember I was in Sydney at the time when Ethel requested to have an agent Senate meeting, because for us to contest in any by-election, it has to be approved by Senate. And at the time, Michael Berman and I were in Sydney, but when he presented this to us, we immediately called an agent Senate meeting to listen to him. And we saw a great opportunity, because as you are aware, Nelson Mandela Bay municipality at the moment is sitting in a very precarious environment where you've got a very unstable government. That municipality is going to be running out of water in less than a month. Everyone is really very nervous. So this particular municipality, obviously, ANC are busy actually murdering their own councillors. If you want to die, become an ANC councillor. That's the quickest way to really be murdered. So they murdered their god councillor in KwaNobuhle. You look at the township, Isaac, I can tell you now. In 1985, I went to East London. My first business break came in East London when I started a company called Black Like Me in 1985. The first biggest order I received was from a guy from Tanzania called Andile Chamela. 30,000 rands was the biggest first order I received. 6 months into my business. I used to get 200-300 rands, 3,000 rands, business delivering to salons and so forth. Here, all of a sudden, I don't know how this guy got to really know about it. Place an order for 30,000 rands. We delivered, Johan, Joseph, and I drove all the way to East London to go and deliver. Spent a few days. I had an opportunity to work in that area for 3 days. And I remember KwaNobuhle at the time, next to Volkswagen factory. That place clean, working. And I was there for the, you can imagine, I've been out of direct business myself now for many years. I was ashamed of myself as a South African. The police station that does not really function. I think it's a total disgrace. The people of KwaNobuhle, honestly, they miss the old apartheid days. As much as apartheid was an evil system, people are saying, no, we are living really worse than pigs.
I actually wanted to ask you this question a little bit later on in the interview, but while you mentioning it, let's go there, Herman, because there's a reason that I want to focus on that. If I say that today, somebody will try and ban my channel, trying to cut me out. But when Herman Mashaba say it, it's different. When Helen Zille says it,
well, I think it depends under which context why people say this. I think, unfortunately, the way Helen brought it, I'm saying, as I mean, admit, apartheid was an evil system. It deprived. At the time when my first visit to East London, I was not supposed to be there. I had to duck and dive from the police as a businessman, paying taxes, not like our current president dealing in money laundering, keeping cash in my mattress. It was a system, and I was a tax-paying citizen, employing people. I had a factory producing products. where today you've got a president who overnight becomes a billionaire, buys the buffaloes for 19 billion, he keeps 4 billion rands of US dollars. Today, you know, you cannot leave or enter America with $10,000 in cash. I don't know how the president has got a lot to explain, not only to us, even to the US government, how he had access to such the amount of cash. So I'm saying is apartheid can never be glorified. But at the end of the day, we have to really admit. I grew up in an environment where in 1966, when I went to school, every morning when we started school, we prayed, we had God in us. And this communist socialist came, they took God away from our people. So I'm saying is those are things that happen. It's a fact, whether they liked it or not. We had to put Tatswana. They built the factories. The people of Amanskral worked at Babeleki industrial areas. My sisters brought me up. They're waking up every morning, walk to work. Friday, they will buy grocery we eat, not rely on 350 from government. They had the dignity. Our borders were closed. Our people were never given drugs, dangerous drugs that are brought into the country, like what's happening. Billion rands worth of counterfeit expired goods during apartheid were never brought into our country. Our economy was protected. Today, under this the criminal enterprise called our government, it is a fact. If they don't like it, they are most welcome to do whatever they think it's appropriate to act against.
So you think there's nothing wrong with dreaming about the order and the structure of that times, without the government, without the discriminating.
No, let's look at facts.
Elements of it.
Let's look at facts. Let's look at facts. This is not an academic exercise. So what I'm telling you, in 1994, people of Soweto had trains running. People of Soweto had trains running between Soweto and Johannesburg. The Randfontein, Vereeniging, and so forth. Today, people of Soweto don't have trains. The people of Amanskral, when I started my work, when I started work in 1980, I used to use a train from Amanskral to Pretoria every single day. Trains very affordable, not subjected to the tax. It's a fact. If anybody wants to deny it and tell me that we're okay today, when we've got presidents, as I said, dealing in money laundering, because what has happened, it's a modern money laundering. As I'm talking to you this morning, I'll be writing the letters. I've already prepared. My team will be dispatching them as soon as they get up. Prepared letters to the South African Revenue Services. You need to understand, have taxes been paid? I've written a letter to the South African Reserve Bank. We want to know how this money came out in cash in South Africa, because this money could not have left the United States of America legally, because you can't leave United States of America. You can be anyone with $10,000 in cash. So the president has got a lot to explain. Whether it's 4 million or it's 2 million or it's 1 million US dollars, it needs to really explain.
Herman, let's look at or try and look at the essence of the problem here, because people critical of the current government will say, and I'm putting it bluntly now, because that is what they will say, is, yeah, you see, black people can't govern. But is it as easy as that? Is that the problem? Where's the real problem of what is happening in this South Africa that we have to endure every day?
You know, it's a very important factor, Isaac, you are raising, and it hurts me. You can see I'm a God-created black man, God-created. And I look at you as another God-created white person. I think it's a question of ethical leadership. Unfortunately, us as people of South Africa, we did not realize that ANC, by the time they came here in South Africa in 1994, they were already a criminal enterprise. This criminality, money laundering, drug dealings, and so forth, those didn't start now. Talk to any credible ANC person who was in exile will tell you this criminality, murdering of people, these murders that we're seeing here happening with their councillors. No, it did not really start now. Dealing in drugs with international drug syndicates, money laundering. No, this is that culture. It's unfortunately when Mandela and the groups were arrested, while in exile, unfortunately, the organization was taken by criminal enterprise. But fortunate enough, some of us saw them quite early because I only voted for them twice in my life, never belonged to them as an organization. And I tell you, I'm so grateful to God protecting me because when I left university, in 1980, I wanted to leave the country, go for military training. And God said to my son, I'm going to protect you from this criminal elements. I'm sure that they would have killed me or they would have turned me to be one of the people yesterday singing to praise the money launderer. So I'm glad God protected me from this evil.
Herman, you are the party that from the beginning you said to me that you've got your eyes set on the ANC, that you want to take over the ANC, forget the DA, and in your quest to do that, you have gathered quite a lot of heavyweight politicians on the way of realizing your dream. I'm talking about Ethel Trollip, I'm talking about John Moody, I'm talking about Bongani Baloyi. You even had for a short stint Makosi Khoza, which went a little bit sour, but let's not take away the fact that she had the possibility of becoming a great party member. You have a lot of people that you can really rely on in your quest to and a dream for Action SA.
You know, Isaac, for me, what makes me immensely proud, honestly and profoundly proud of our electoral achievement. If you look at Action SA's performance, actually the two by-elections are a clear indication. Let me first go to our local government elections in November last year. You look at our support in the townships. We were what, 21-22% in Soweto for the first time. The biggest, the best performance the DA ever achieved in Soweto was when now contested as a mayor with unlimited budget. A DA at the time had unlimited budget. They could only achieve 8% of the votes. Then Action SA came with limited budget, contesting as a logo. We managed to capture 22% of Soweto voters. But then let's come into the suburbs, where the ANC never existed. Also, ANC, the best they've ever achieved in the suburbs in terms of electoral performance is plus minus 10%. We came in, our electoral support is now in the suburb. You can look at any suburb. We're sitting at just over 20%. In fact, the two by-elections have actually improved. If you can now take everything, now building it up to 2024. We contested Ward 96 in Tshwane on the 4th of May. This particular ward is on the north of Pretoria, 80% white Afrikaners. At NG Kerk, VD, we destroyed DA by 29%, dropped them by 29%. We moved from 6% to 22% in this particular ward. This, for me, not even Nelson Mandela in 1994, as much as he received the support, massive support, that Nelson Mandela and ANC support was mainly in the beginning coming from the black electoral. For us, first time around, we received, and we are proud of that. We are the party that appeals to South Africans, whether you're in Waterkloof, whether you're in Sandton, whether you're in Alexander, you're in Soweto, we appeal to them. The very same thing now demonstrated in Soweto last Wednesday in this by-election. We are the only party to grow by 9%. The ANC dropping from 59% in this particular ward to 32%. What does this say to you? You know, so what I said to the team afterwards, because we wanted to win this war, but I said, you know what, colleagues, let us be realistic. Let us be fair to ourselves. Let's look at the two scenarios of the two wards that we've contested in 1 month. That actually shows you we're a party that appeals. We will do well in all the wards across the board. If you take just the 2 minutes the wards, 96 in Tshwane and 53 in this thing. Just this two. It would take them with all the other political parties, because the ANC does not exist in the suburbs. DA does not survive. Does not exist in the black communities. Now, if you take, you can do exercise yourself. You've got the numbers. Do the two wards to combine. You will see Action SA is the biggest party in Gauteng so far. So when we say to you and we tell South Africans, watch, Bongani Baloyi is going to be the premier of Gauteng come 2024. So far, not using academic lingo, ideological, you're just using. I know it's a small sample, but at the end of the day, it is not research by a professor. These are real numbers. Action SA come 2024, already we know Gauteng, it's in the bag. Bongani Baloyi is going to be the premier of Gauteng.
There's one thing, if I may say, from the side, looking from the side, that according to me might hamper your own party's dream, and that is, and I'd say that in the light of the fact that we know come 2024, coalitions are going to be very, very important. But there's still this struggle between you and the DA, and I'm saying this from the side, so I might not be correct. You can correct me on that. And specifically you and Helen not getting along. How are you gonna overcome this? Because it's if whether you want to know it or not, the DA is going to be an important part of what you guys are going to do in 2024 as well. Am I right on that?
Very, very right, Isaka. You see, what's going to help us in 2024 is because Action SA is going to be much bigger than the DA. So we will be the ones, obviously, controlling. That's a fact. We're going to be bigger than the DA. Unlike right now, when we gave them an opportunity to govern, they're our lead negotiator. And unfortunately, Helen and the DA, when you are in partnership with them, when you're in coalition with them, they want to manage like they've got a 2/3 majority. You have a coalition agreement with them. They don't they govern with you like they've got a 2/3 majority. They don't care about what they sign, what agreements they've got with you. Their arrogance is a huge challenge for us. But I think one thing I'm confident about is the fact that come 2024, Action SA nationally we're going to be bigger than the DA. But we want the DA, and I hope by then the DA would have gotten rid of Helen and put in someone with some kind of. No, don't laugh. It's because there's nowhere. I think there would be something wrong with the DA if they would still have Helen in charge. And hopefully they can have someone with a little bit of some common sense and the love for this country, not someone who knows how to build and someone who knows how to break, because Herman built a fantastic organization and came back to destroyed it as quickly as he built it. So in that spirit, what we will do to make sure that I think DA will come to their senses. We want them because we don't believe there's no way come 2024 that we can really be the majority party. I think it is too early to come to such conclusion. It's just not really possible. Hopefully, this money laundering and so forth might bring some dynamics. But even with that, I don't believe we can run without coalition. DA will definitely be way behind us. We will need their votes and other parties as well, where we can form a government of national unity, where we can hold each other accountable. I have 3 years of experience running a very complex, difficult coalition arrangement. In my particular case, why my coalition arrangement in the city of Johannesburg was the most stable, because I treated everyone equally with respect. I did not have personal agreements with them. Are you aware, Isaac, when I was the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, DA didn't even tell me that there was a written agreement. They just put me there. I got to know this from the Freedom Front Plus, when the DA kept on talking about the DA government. They says, but guys, what the hell is going on? And we said, what's wrong? And then I got a copy of the coalition agreement from the Freedom Front Plus, not from the DA. The DA did not. When they govern as if they've got to a 2/3 majority. That is the problem with the DA. But luckily, as I'm saying to you, that come 2024, whether they like it or not, will be much bigger than the DA.
Herman Mashaba, leader of Action SA. It was nice talking to you, Herman, as always. Thank you very much. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at your bluntness. You are a brave man.
No, I'm not brave. I'm being pragmatic.
But thank you very much for talking to us. And thank you for your honesty. And all the best for you.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Next up, please don't leave me for another year.
I will not do that, I promise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Nuuspod, onbevange, onbegrens, onbevooroordeel.